This is the X Sports Network.
All right. Well, welcome everybody here to Crockett Theater. Loving the turnout that we have here for tonight's award ceremony with LCSS and the X Sports Network. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here this evening. Very warm evening, and what a great athletic year we have had this season. I know being a part of the X Sports Network, and you guys have seen the stats, over 500 games, over 9,000 miles traveled between us this year. We've gotten to see a lot of these moments, a lot of great games, a lot of great athletes, a lot of great coaches. It's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of this year. So now I'm going to introduce Sarah Cope here. She's going to take you guys through some housekeeping measures and introduce Michael Atkins. Sarah?
Good evening, and thank you for coming out tonight. Just a few housekeeping things. This is a non-smoking facility. Also, in the event of emergency, there are exits that are marked here in the front of the stage and on the back. Also, there are restrooms that are located in the lobby. So, my name is Sarah Cope, and I'm the Director of Student Services at the Board of Education. And so the person that I'm fixing to introduce, Mr. Michael Atkins. Sorry, I'm waiting on Tim to show a few things on the slide. Is no stranger to sports. Now, he is an avid Alabama fan, University of Alabama, so go University of Alabama. And he, sorry, I had to mention that because I'm an Alabama fan as well. And so Mr. Atkins actually played basketball when he was in high school. And so I had the pleasure of going and finding a couple of pictures of Mr. Atkins from some annuals. I did some digging today and found a couple of pictures that I was hoping that he was going to show in just a few minutes. But one of the things about Mr. Atkins is he is an avid, oh, there we go. He was number 42. And look at the hair. So one of the things that Mr. Atkins has always talked about, and we have too at the central office, is how sports are a very important part of a student's career through Lawrence County school systems. Now, academics are very important, and we know academics are very important, and that's what a lot of things, that's what, carries our students. But when we have sports that are going on in our communities, in our schools, it brings our communities together, and so especially when we have some winning teams. Now, tonight we are here to introduce our teams that went to the state championships, either won a state championship, or they became runner-up, or they actually went into the state tournament bracket. We will be talking about those teams. The coaches are going to come up, introduce those teams, talk about the seasons, because we need to brag on these people. Because being an athlete takes a lot of dedication and perseverance. Because these student athletes, not only do they have 8 hours of schoolwork every day going to school, but they also have responsibilities at night. And we know that they have those responsibilities. They take a lot of their time, on the football field, baseball and softball fields, tennis courts, gyms. We know they are spending a lot of time, and we appreciate that. And being on a team helps our students become more adjusted as they get older, especially in the workplace. Because being in the workplace, you have to work with other people. And you have to get along with other people. So, learning how to get along and play as a team is very important. And so, like I said earlier, Mr. Atkins is an avid sports guy, and I want to introduce Mr. Michael Atkins.
Well, thank you, former County Athletic Director Cope. Showing those pictures. That's a lot of hair go. Well, thank you, folks. Thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate the great work of our student athletes, and also to say thank you to our parents, grandparents, and other loved ones who put in time and effort and their hard-earned money to help transport our students all across the state, all across the county, throughout this region. Thank you all for that. And a special thanks to the X Sports Network, AJ, Ben, and all those guys. If you can't make it out to a game, they're broadcasting the games, and they cover a lot of our sports, and we're very thankful for them. So if we could, please give them a round of applause for the great work they do. I just want to take a few moments to share some things and that you all know. You've heard this all of your life. If you're a former athlete, current athlete, you know this. But there's so many things that sports teach us. Fairness, we know about that. Team building, discipline, self-discipline, able to receive discipline and grow from it. Perseverance, and of course respect. Those are, we know that. But there are other ones that I think are important. Commitment, learning to commit to something early in life and staying with it. When it gets difficult, when it's challenging, that you continue to stay with something. Anyone can quit something. Anyone can throw down their glove, the bat, the ball, whatever, and say, I'm done, I quit. That is so easy to do, and anybody can do it. Few people can withstand the challenge and the struggle, the discipline, the criticism, all of those things that come with sports. Being a student athlete develops that, and it strengthens that, because when you get out in life, that's going to happen. You're going to have disagreements with folks. People aren't going to like the things you do. They're going to disagree with how you do this or do that. You're going to have to instill that in your own children. If you're a business leader, you're going to have those values as you lead a business. Whatever you do in life, commitment, staying with something, that lifelong, never quitting, going the extra mile. Also, leadership skills. Whatever position you find yourself in life, being a student athlete has exposed you to leadership skills. Whether you know it or not, as you go out into this world and you take on the challenges of adulthood and all those things, those leadership skills that you saw from a coach, from another player, another team, a guest speaker, whatever it was, you're going to grab little things that when you get in a situation, you're going to know how to act. You're going to know how to respond to things. You're going to know that there are challenges there, but that leadership skills, those things that you need in life, come from athletics. Mental toughness. I can't say enough about mental toughness. When I was a student athlete and my time was cut short due to an illness, it was mental toughness that you face head on. You can easily quit. You can easily say, I can't do this. Why me? Poor pitiful me. You keep pushing. You keep fighting. You keep chugging away at it. You put your shoulder into it each and every day. And athletics teaches that. It reinforces that. And when you get out into the world and things aren't going well, that mental toughness that not every person gets to experience, that athletics brings to you front and center. Because there's happiness, there's sadness, there's disappointment, there's heartbreak, and we've all, as student athletes, you've experienced that shot at the buzzer, that last second this, that whatever it is that just takes life out of you for a short moment. But you do what everybody else does. You get back on your feet and you get ready for the next day. You get ready for the next battle. Servant leadership. Serving the common good. There is more to us than just us. There's more to us than just us. We have the potential to be difference makers, world changers. Athletics assist in developing that, bringing that to the surface in each and every one of us. Sacrifice. Everyone in this room that has a student athlete, a parent, a grandparent, a coach, a spouse of a coach, a principal, anyone has sacrificed time with their family, their personal time and things that they enjoy doing, your body, your freedom to some degree, because when you're a student athlete, you lose a lot of that. You don't have the opportunity to do things that maybe your peers who aren't student athletes do. because you're held to a standard. Your coaches hold you to that standard. The community holds you to that standard. Daily activities, just fun things that you would normally do that you don't get to do. Time and schoolwork. Those families, your mom and dad, your grandparents, your loved ones, sacrifice their money. Because every ball game you go to, it's $6 or it's $7. And if you do other sports in the summer, the gates are much more expensive. Travel time. When gas is $4 a gallon, grandparents and parents and loved ones are loading up the car to drive from here to who knows where so that they can see you play and see you perform. Their energy. As you get older, you'll realize 9 o'clock feels like midnight. And some of your parents have worked all day, been up early, and then they're driving to these long distances and then driving back and then back up the next morning. That's mental toughness. That's sacrifice. And most of all, their time. They sacrifice their time with you. Their most precious commodity is their child, their grandchild. And they sacrifice that. They give you to a coach who has you every day at school, and in the afternoons, sometimes on the weekends, late at night. They sacrifice that time to you, for you, to those folks. Our coaches, they sacrifice their own money, their hard-earned money, their time, their energy, their family, their reputation. Because some of the time coaches are right, some of the time they're wrong. But their family, their spouse, their kids live with that criticism. They also live with that praise. And finally, just a simple thank you to all of our student athletes, to each and every one of you, parents, grandparents, to the X Sports Network, to everyone. Because when you go outside of Lawrence County, you represent Lawrence County. And when you go outside of the state, you represent Lawrence County and the state of Tennessee. And our student athletes do an excellent job of representing Lawrence County and its values and the great state of Tennessee. Congratulations to all of you, and may God bless you.
At this time, I would like to recognize 2 outstanding school system employees that has received a distinguished honor this year. The first one that I'm going to recognize is Coach Andrea Kelly. After setting records as a student athlete at Summertown, including helping the school to its first ever girls state tennis doubles title, Coach Kelly now has turned her alma mater's tennis and volleyball teams into state powerhouses as their coach. It's been impossible to ignore the accomplishments of Coach Kelly's Summertown squads in recent years. Summertown has seen Coach Kelly's volleyball program win back-to-back TSSAA state championships in 2019 and 2020, and add a runner-up finish a year ago. On the tennis court, the girls' team won the state crown in both 2019 and 2022, while it posted a runner-up finish in 2021. Coach Kelly's oldest daughter was part of the 2022 double state championship winning duo. For Coach Kelly's impact in the classroom, the playing surfaces, and in the community, Coach Kelly has been named the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association Distinguished Service Award winner for the month of September. Please help me recognize and applaud Coach Kelly for all of her accomplishments. Thank you. You got to stand. The second person that I want to recognize is Mr. Brian True. Mr. True was inducted in the TSSAA Hall of Fame class of 2023 this year. Mr. True has been an educator and administrator in Middle Tennessee for more than 30 years. He began his teaching career in 1988 in Hickman County before becoming the coach and assistant principal at E.O. Kaufman Middle School in Lawrenceburg for 6 years. In 1998, he moved to Summertown High School, where he served as assistant principal, athletic director, and later principal over a 10-year period. After this, Mr. True became assistant principal and athletic director at Lewis County High School until 2017, and he currently serves as athletic director and assistant principal at Loretta High School. He has been a member of the TSSAA Board of Control for Athletic District 6 since 2004 and has been awarded both the TSSAA AF Bridges District 6 Principal of the Year and Athletic Director of the Year. So join me in recognizing and applauding Mr. Brian True. You got to start here. So we are very lucky to have two outstanding employees in our system. We have a coach, and we also have a former coach that have made Lawrence County their home, and we really do appreciate both of the hard work that Coach Kelly and Mr. True put into our school system and our students. Now I'm going to recognize, we're going to start talking about our teams. So I need the Summertown High School, the girls golf, and the boys team, volleyball and tennis. If you'll just come up and come right around here, then we'll start introducing. The first team that we're going to call out is our Summertown High School girls golf. So when you hear your name, if you'll come on up. Chelsea Atkinson. Chelsea's not here? No, okay, okay. Ella Busby. Hadley Campbell. Okay. Carly Campbell. Avery Holden. Libby Koenig. Isabella McDonald, and Chloe Perkins. The girls' golf team is coached by John Campbell, and the assistant coach is Stacy Campbell. They aren't able to be here tonight because they are actually attending a golf tournament in Alabama. So I'm going to talk just a few moments about Summertown's golf team. After winning the district and region champions, both teams progressed to the TSSAA state championship in Gatlinburg. The Eagles team was the youngest at the state tournament and eventually placed 7th as a team, finishing with a record of 47-14. The Lady Eagles captured the 2022 team state championship with a record of 57-0, following up state title wins in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. This 5-peak feat broke the state record for consecutive public school team title wins. Sophomore Carly Campbell individually tied the all-time 36-hole score record of 132 strokes, was tied for the first after the completion of the 36-hole tournament, and finished as state runner-up after a tiebreaker. So we want to say congratulations to our Summertown girls golf team. Now I'm going to call out the boys' golf team roster. Ryder Blackwood. You can stand right over there. Jason Campbell. Jaden Garland. Hunter King. Michael Perkins. Zach Staggs. And Charlie Wisner. The boys' golf team is coached by John. His assistant coach is Stacy Campbell. Again, they're attending a golf tournament in Alabama. The Eagles team was the youngest at the state tournament and eventually placed 7th as the team, finishing with a record of 47-14. Sophomore Cole Campbell led the field by 2 strokes to claim the individual state championship title, becoming the first Eagle golfer to do so. Congratulations to our boys golf team.
I'm going to ask my team, my volleyball team, to come on out so you can look at them while I'm talking about them. The volleyball team had a record of 45 wins and 9 losses. This was a group of girls that many thought they couldn't do it again because, you know, we lost a 6-foot-something middle and great player, and we were told many times, this team, they're too short, they're not going to be able to do it. And so, you know, I think that gave this team the drive that they needed. I could talk all day about their successes, but this team, when we had our losses, that's the real story. When we had the losses, that's when they showed up for practice. That's when they showed up early for practice, 6 a.m. practices during the state tournament. You know, wanting to get better every time. If I told them we need to fix this, they were more than willing to do it. So, you know, I want to celebrate their successes, but also their drive, because that made the difference in this team. A team that most people counted out, they decided day one, the seniors. We always have a conversation with the seniors, and I ask them the question, you know, are you ready for the season? And you get to decide how this season ends. And so I had that same conversation with them, and they said, we're going to do it this year. We're going to prove everybody wrong. And so I was really excited that they were able to do that. They finished the season, like I said, 45 wins, only 9 losses. I couldn't be more proud of them. I'm excited about the future of the team. They're just a great team, and they work really hard. I also want to give a shout out to my parents. I have the best parents that any coach could ask for. So I want to say thank you to them for taking them, for the money, for all those things that they did for me this season. I just want to thank them for that. Now I want to introduce the 2022 Division I Class A state champions. 8th graders, and when I call out your name, they don't want to do this, but I'm going to make them. When I call out your name, I want you to step forward so they know who you are. 8th graders, J.C. Burleson. You just stay right there, you're good. Josie Burleson. Maddie Gillum. Ellie Lou Mason. Freshman, Ansley Pennington. Audrey Huffstetler. Gabby Long. Millie Emerson. Annalie Kelly. Our manager was Charlie Kate Adkins. Only 10th grader, Abby Jo Schaefer. She was also named on the All-State team. Juniors, Mackenzie Runnels. Emily Brazier. Laura Gillum. Seniors, I have 3 seniors, and I just want to give a side note on the seniors. They have huge accomplishments on the volleyball, with the volleyball program. My success is, their success is my success. They made history as freshmen to win school history for the first volleyball state championship as freshmen. They didn't just sit the bench, they played as freshmen. So they won it as 9th graders, they won it as 10th graders, we got 2nd place when they were 11th graders, and then they won it as seniors. And that's a feat that not many kids can say, that they were in the finals of the state tournament every year of their high school career. So my seniors are Mia Dinwiddie, Gracie Kelly, also named All-State Team, and Ainsley Burleson. Ainsley was named All-State MVP for Class A volleyball. All right, y'all can go that way. You go this way. They'll take their picture. Okay. Sorry. Okay, now I'm going to ask that the girls' tennis team to come out. My friends have been texting me to make it short, so I'm really trying to make it short. Well, they've worked really hard, so I'm sorry. I gotta brag on them a little bit. Okay, so tennis. We finished the season with a record of 24 wins and no losses. Last year's team, which are most of these kids, we've added some additional children, were 22-0. That means their last loss was in the state finals in 2021, is the last time they lost a match. So 46-0 in the last 2 seasons, pretty good. In tennis, if you've ever heard me talk about tennis, there's a team tournament, state tournament, and there's also an individual state tournament. So I'm going to talk about the team tournament first. They were district champs, region champs, sectional champs, and state champions. They won 4-0 in every postseason match. In tennis, it's a race to 7 points. Well, it's a race to 4 points, but you can get its total of 7. And so during the season, I don't know that we lost a set 1 through 5 and 1 and 2 doubles the whole season. But they went 4-0 for the postseason, meaning the match ended early, and we finished the match before everybody even had to play because we were at 4 points. So that was pretty good. People ask me all the time, how are they so successful? How's the tennis team in Summertown so successful? They're successful because they come for extra practice. Some of them take private lessons. Some of them play USTA tournaments. They practice past practice time that we have, a regular practice. That's why they're successful. They put in the extra time, the hard work that it takes to play a sport that is not so easy. Everybody thinks tennis is easy, but if you've ever played it, you know it's not easy. And they've worked super hard this year with their accomplishments. So I want to introduce the 2023 TSSAA Division I Class A tennis team state champions. Freshman, Ansley Pennington, Ella Busby, Millie Emerson, Annalie Kelly. 10th graders, Michaela Chapman, Emma Perry. 11th graders, Kate Dial, Libby Kinnick. And seniors, Hope Jones, and Gracie Kelly. And I again want to thank my parents. Again, I have the best parents, and some of them are on both, have kids on both teams. So I have the best parents, so I want to thank them too for everything they've done. Tennis doesn't get a lot. It's hard. Tennis is hard to get a lot going because it's a smaller sport, but I've had total support from them, and I couldn't do it without my parents. So I want to say thank you to them. So again, I want to congratulate this state championship team for another. This actually makes it back-to-back for this team. So it's a huge accomplishment for these girls, and they deserve much recognition. So. Oh, and I don't want to forget Hope. Hope Perry is my assistant. I'm sorry, Hope. She's here. I can't do it without my assistant, so I want to say thank you to her. All right. And then Gracie and Emily used to have pictures somewhere. Oh, yes, the wrong side. All right, I promise one more and I'm done. I'm going to ask my two doubles players to stay on the stage. I had to write all these notes so I wouldn't forget what to say. So in tennis, you have an individual tournament as well. You can play singles or doubles, not both. And so these two ladies were chosen to play doubles in the tournament. They finished with a record of 27 wins and 0 losses. They were the district, region, and state champion. I'm proud of their accomplishments. I'm mostly excited that they did not kill each other during the season because they are sisters. So there's a fun fact for you. One of them's a freshman. Annalie Kelly is a freshman, and Gracie Kelly was a senior, or is just graduated, a senior. So I want to tell you a little bit. Gracie won the doubles state championship the past 2 seasons with Ella Kinnick. She was a great partner. Gracie and her worked well together, and then this year she had to have a new partner, and so we were really worried about what to do, or I was really worried about what to do, but I figured somebody who lives with her, who knows her better than her sister, so we kind of threw Annalie out to the wolves, I tell her, because it was not always easy. There were some fights at home, but considering their accomplishments, I think it was a pretty good match as far as the state tournament. So I'm super proud of both of them. Annalie will be coming back next year, and so we'll have to find her a new partner, but Gracie will graduated this time. She's graduating with 6 tennis state championships. So I think that's pretty awesome. All right, I think that's everything for me. So I'm going to, after we do a picture, I've got to introduce somebody else.
At this time, we need our Summertown Middle School football team to come up, as well as our girls' individual Summertown Middle.
Well, first, I just want to thank my assistant coaches, the parents, and these players for all their hard work and dedication, to this Summertown football program. And, I had some stuff written out, but with these guys coming up here, man, they really had a special place in my heart. This was my first year as a head coach, and at 25 coming in from Waynesboro, Tennessee, I'm sure these guys were like, what's going on? But man, they really bought into the culture that I was trying to build there from day one. You know, they came in and they worked hard day in and day out and really grinded for me and believed and were disciplined day in and day out. And you know, I would tell them all the time, special things will happen to special people in special moments. And these kids are really special. And they're going to be special, you know, not only on the field in the future, but in the classroom and out in their community as well. And you know, I can't thank these guys enough because they put so much memories with me, you know. And so with that being said, this past season, these young men finished with overall records 6-1, defeating Wayne County to capture the first ever conference championship in school history. I mean, the things that we did, I mean, offensively, we averaged over 33 points a game with over 1,500 yards of offense, and over 14 of it came to the running game. We hardly ever threw it, did we, Eli? All we did was just run that ball. But, man, when you have great offensive line like we did and great backs, you know, you can run it right behind them big guys. So, but now I want to introduce these guys, man. First, we got Landon Holt, Hunter McMullen, Caden McCrory, Knox Calton, Easton DeRitter, Braden Cooper, Finn Moyer, Andrew Torrey, Jake Pettis, Eli Schaefer, Max Dillard, John Colby Stanley, Peyton Kimbrough, Cecil Williams, Chandler Mayfield, Aiden Horn, Evan Goodyear, Peyton Powell, Michaela Powell, Aiden Maynard, Levi Kennedy, Russ Gray, Lane Wiseman, Malachi Calvert, Isaiah Davis, Leland Sieber, Christopher Thrasher, Ryan Gray, Colton Pugh, Jacob Christian, Ace Heatherly, Austin Reed, and Knox Hill. So let's give these guys a round of applause. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Coach. And now at this time, I'd like to introduce Coach Katie Busby with Summertown Middle School Golf.
For Summertown Middle School Golf, our team finished the season 25-0 this year. And as a team, we won the Lewis County Invitational, the Lawrence County Invitational, both. And Hallie Busby, she finished the season as the Lewis County Invitational low medalist, the Lawrence County Invitational low medalist, third overall in the district, which encompasses everyone from Lewis, Lawrence, Murray, Dixon County, all the way over a large area there. Finished 12th overall in the Mid-State Regionals and placed as the best sixth grader in Middle Tennessee. So I'm looking forward to what the future holds for her as a young golfer. All right.
At this time, we need our athletes from Lawrence County High School to come up.
I would like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about our cross-country season this past fall. Cross-country is a tough sport. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of work. Cross-country, every day you go and you do other sports punishment. For other sports, you go run as a punishment. Cross-country, you do it every day for fun. So it's a tough sport, and I'm really proud of Maddie Pitts. Maddie, if you will, you can go ahead and come up. Maddie qualified for the TWSWA state championship this year. She had a great season. She started the season with a top 10 finish at the Burns Invitational, and then she had a top 25 finish at Decatur's high school's meet at Point Mallard Park. And then she competed in the TWSWA Region 6 meet and qualified for the state championship. So if you will, give Maddie a round of applause.
Hello, I'm Chris Hagan. I am the LCHS bowling team coach. Yes, bowling is a sport. This year we had the girls and the boys both went undefeated in district play. The boys were 17-0, the girls are 9-0. We had a pretty great season. I had 3 individual bowlers that made state. James Runyons, Lucy Smith, and Sam Stepp. James was our high average boy. He made state throughout the individual tournament that we go through. Lucy Smith is a senior. She was also our high average girl. And Sam Stepp made individual state through the tournament, and she is a freshman, so we have a few more years with her. James as well. Lucy, I appreciate you. She just graduated, so super proud of these bowlers, and we need some athletes from Loretto or Lawrenceburg for the girls team this time. I mean, and we welcome everybody, but we really need some help with the girls team. So if y'all know any girls that like to bowl, we'll teach them how.
So Coach Mike James, who is our boys, Lawrence County High School's boys golf coach, is not available, so I'm going to talk about Mr. Stephen Thigpen. Stephen was all-district and finished 3rd overall in the district tournament. Stephen won a playoff in the regions to qualify for the state tournament. Stephen played 2 solid rounds at the state tournament and gained valuable experience for this upcoming season. Coach James wants to tell you how proud he is of you, and he's excited for this upcoming school year. Stephen Thigpen. Did I get your picture? Now, if the Loretta High School volleyball team will come up.
My team decided to sit the furthest from the entry to the stage, so sorry about that. Girls, you can go ahead and come on out. I'll introduce you once you get out here. So first off, we want to thank everybody for putting this on. I know in the past we've had Lawrence County School System do this, and this is great for recognizing our student athletes because they are not only athletes, but they also are performing in the classroom. So we thank the county for that. Also for X Sports and anyone else who helped put this on. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, whoever is a support system, thank you. Same thing for putting in time, transportation, money, whatever it may be, to get these athletes where they need to be. Also, community, Loretto and Lawrence County in general. We wouldn't have athletics if we didn't have the community to support those athletics. This year, we finished with a 39-12 overall record, finished district runner-up, region champions, and state runner-up. As far as our roster for seniors, we have Briley Dover, who was also All-State, Neely Gray, Addison Purcell, I think you're the only one here, Caitlin Robertson, Carly Urban, and Lainey Weathers, who was also All-State. Our lonely junior, Alyssa Green. Sophomores, we had Aubrey Ezel, J.C. Franklin, Becca Heineman, and Allie Weathers, who was also All-State. And our small army of freshmen, Anna Kate Cheatham, Mallory Corbin, Taylor Laws, Ivy Littrell, Ella Potts, Aubrey Surratt, Kendra Tidwell, Breeley Winters, and Addison Wright. We also had two managers, Bailey Hanna and Emma James, who are also not here tonight. Emma is here, I'm sorry. Sorry, Emma. But I wanted to recognize them because managers do a lot of times go unnoticed. There's a lot of work in being a manager. Sometimes things that you just really don't want to do, such as, hey, go get my whistle out of the locker room or something like that. So definitely recognition to those two for all the work that they put in. Also recognition to my assistant coaches, my sister Melissa Quillen, and Jamie Dover, who's out there somewhere. She didn't want to get up here and be in the spotlight, but thank you to both of them for all the work that they put in for our program. As far as our senior tonight, they have been in the Final Four 3 times in the state tournament, 2 runner-ups, 1 third place in the 4 years. But one big thing that I really wanted to recognize, and this is kind of a county thing, that in the last 5 years, either us or Summertown or both were in the volleyball state championship. So I think that's says a lot. Not only do you have those two, we're both from the same district, and we're both rivals, so obviously if we're both in the championship, that makes for some great volleyball. So definitely big recognition for that. And once again, thank you for everybody that helped put this on and everybody that supports these athletes. I think that's all I have.
Now it's time for our individual awards, part of the award presentation. So while these guys set up, so the way, little housekeeping here, what we'll do, we'll have a different presenter come up, talk about each player, hand off the awards, and these two guys here will talk about them, and then we'll try to move it along here. So our first awards here of the night will be for boys and girls golf, and Cam Mashburn will be presenting those awards.
If you've ever tried to play golf, you pretty well know that it's the hardest sport known to man, besides maybe hockey, and I've never tried it, but it looks pretty hard. But there's one guy that did something I don't think has ever been done in the Lawrence County this year. He won a state championship as an individual. And if you have a kid like I do that plays golf, this is what Summertown High School is building is pretty special. And Coach Campbell and the whole Campbell family, they have done a pretty remarkable job in what they have built at Summertown High School. This year, our male golfer of the year is Cole Campbell. You're going to have to run. Like basketball run. You can do it.
You know, Hayden, I got to watch this boy play a little bit. My daughter plays golf, and he is a really good golfer. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, but I say I play golf here and there and all that stuff. And, you know, it's a fun sport and it's an enjoyable sport. So it's good to see these kids get recognized like that.
Oh, I'm going to have to get out of the way here. You know, and him and Luke Maddox battled this past year.
Yeah, and it's good to see those type of battles in golf like that, too.
Yeah. It's just stand right here if you want to. Here in the middle. It's our first time, so we just going to wing it. But congratulations on a good golf season, man. I got to watch you play a little bit. Not a whole lot, but future's bright.
Yeah. Awesome. Good you got.
All right. Go ahead, man. Good. That's it.
Well, that wasn't awkward at all.
Yeah.
No, I do better, guys. I mean, that's terrible.
It's awful.
It is awful. I'm kidding. We're all new at this. So, Cole is actually going to accept another award on behalf of his cousin. And I will tell you, the first time I saw Carly Campbell, it's affectionately known as Rue. Those of you who know, people still get that. It's like Carly Campbell, like, who are you talking about? You're talking about Rue. But I remember watching Cole's sister play when she won the state championship as a freshman. And then they had Rue's sister was a little older, and I remember watching them play one day, and they were talking about how good they were. I'm like, you know, this fifth grader down here I think she got the best swing of all of them. And of course, that was Rue. And she's not here tonight. She is actually off playing in a golf tournament somewhere else. She is committed to go to Kentucky University next year. The following year, she's still got another year left, and hopefully she can get that individual state championship. They've won so many team championships in a row. It's pretty incredible. But Carly Campbell is our female golfer of the year. And Cole's going to put on a wig. You going to put on a, you didn't bring the wig? All right, now AJ is going to present our Volleyball Player of the Year award.
Now I get to talk about our Volleyball Player of the Year, and one thing I do want to say, when I sent out emails to coaches and text messages and calls and asked them who was for all these different sports, who were your nominees, I got a lot of different nominees for a lot of different sports. And that just tells you how good the athletes are in Lawrence County, that you guys are not just talented in one, you're talented in many sports. So this is one of them here. So she comes from our reigning state champions, and I guess you would describe her as a silent assassin. She's not real loud, doesn't talk a whole lot, as we found out on our very first X Sports Live, but what she does on the volleyball court is very special. So our 2023 Volleyball Athlete of the Year from Summertown High School is Ainsley Burleson.
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So what's it been like winning MVP and your team in the state championship? Yeah, I get it. Well, good luck.
Now we'd like to introduce Nick Moore, who's going to be introducing our football offensive and defensive players of the year.
Greetings, everyone. I know most everybody, when you come to a football game, you see that there's 11 guys on either side of the ball. So it's a big accomplishment to have an individual to be awarded the MVP of either side of the ball. Both of these guys come from the same high school. And for a football, if you get to experience it in a lot of cases, I mean, it's a big-time thing. It's super fun. It's fast-paced. It's hard-hitting. There's a lot of commitment to it. A lot of people want to look at football and say it's not that hard. Just take the ball and run there, or tackle the guy with the ball. But there's a whole lot more to it than that. If you ever get a chance to look at a playbook for some of these football teams, especially the higher level A classes in this sport, you'll find out that these students have a lot having to be memorized. As where to go, where to run a fake, where to go on the pass play, or who to block in particular. But everybody has one job to do. The first award I want to give out is for the football award. This student athlete actually was one of mine. I consider one of mine whenever I was at E.O. Kaufman. And when I first met this young man, I would have never thought he was a brute force killer on a football field like he can be. I know some people are thinking that's a ridiculous way to explain it, but if you watch how he runs the ball, you'll see that he runs with attention. But he's also a very mild-mannered, fantastic human being. On top of that, every time you see him, he has a smile, and he always has great manners to go along with it. Football Offensive Award Player of the Year, 751 total yards this year on 13 touchdowns from Lawrence County High School, Latavion Everly.
Good job, big man.
Appreciate it.
Just go sit down now. Yeah. Okay. You want to talk to them?
Yeah.
No.
What they got to say?
Okay.
I was going to ask a question.
I think that's the most I've ever heard Tay talk. All right, the next young man I'd like to talk about here for the Football Defensive Player of the Year. First time I got to call a Lawrence County football game, when I saw this guy, I was thinking, man, he's kind of small to be out there with all those guys at that level of ball, but whenever I saw him play, he came alive. And I mean, he was an animal on the ball field. He was all over the place. And I mean, literally all over the place. It seemed like he was out there on every snap, special teams, offense, defense. It never failed. He was out there somewhere doing something, and always amongst the tackle. To be a defensive player, you have to have a different mindset. It's not for the faint of heart, and you're putting yourself in contact to do your job every play that you're out there. But Defensive Player of the Year, 91 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 4 pass breakups, 3 fumble recoveries, and 1 defensive touchdown. I would like to give this award to Lawrence County High School's Peyton Brazier.
What's up, big man?
Come on, Peyton. Peyton, I know it's, big. You're one of the big guys for the team. How's it feel just to be like that leader in the team and all that stuff with all the stats you had this year?
That's pretty good. Nice to be part of the team.
Yeah, that's it. Well, hey, congratulations. Can't wait to see you go from there.
Good luck, man. Good luck in college.
I didn't see that.
He's walking on up in Kentucky. Yeah.
I'm glad y'all got a question out this time. Their audio is going through the feed. This is being broadcast live, so if you want to go back and watch it later on, it will be on the Exports Facebook page. It is being streamed live currently. The next award we're giving out tonight is the Women's Basketball Player of the Year. This young lady had probably the biggest shoes of any athlete in history. I don't know if any other athletes had bigger shoes to fill than Allie Weathers did. But she had a father that was a major league player. Her mother was all around one of the great women's basketball players. Her brother was drafted first round of the major league draft. Her sister was a commit to Alabama. I mean, and Miss Basketball winner. How do you follow that up? Well, Allie's got something they don't have now, and she's not here tonight. She's at team camp, but she has got an X Sports Award. So congratulations to Allie Weathers. She has something the other two don't. And on the boys' side, there's a lot of families in Lawrence County that is synonymous with sports. Of course, in Loretto, it's the Weatherses, but in Summertown, it's the Burlesons. There's a lot of others, but when you say Burleson, you instantly think either racing or sports. And Grayson Burleson is this year's Men's Basketball Player of the Year. And he also had some pretty big shoes to fill as well. He's got 2 older brothers that did pretty well. But just like Allie, you've got something they don't have now.
Older brothers and all that stuff. How does it feel to be that leader in the locker room for Summertown and all that stuff, and have those guys just to look up to, his brothers, learn from them and all that stuff?
Yeah, they helped me out a lot, and my dad played ball, and my 2 older brothers played ball, and they was pretty good players, so just always learning to get better and listen to them and try to lead our team to win the season every year.
Gotcha. Well, hey, you definitely done that, so proud of you. Can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Keep up the
Absolutely.
work.
Appreciate it, man.
Now it's time to introduce our soccer players of the year, starting off here with the boys' side. Loretto High School had A season for the history books, their first ever district title, their first ever game ever in the sub-state, made a great run out there, and the man leading them was Chase Hooper. Chase was a all-region, all-district selection, and he was the district MVP, and he is our 2023 Men's Soccer Athlete of the Year. And Chase is unable to be here, so we'll get the trophy to him at some point. He's at church camp tonight. Now switching things over to the girls' side of things. Our winner comes from Lawrence County High School. She's not only had a great senior season, she's had a great junior campaign as well. She is a two-time team captain. She was second team all-district this year, and she has been the MVP twice for the Lady Cats for the past 2 seasons. Our 2023 Women's Soccer Athlete of the Year is Alexis Wilburn from Lawrence County High School.
Right there.
Now Cam will come up here and introduce our baseball and softball players of the year.
You know, when you see the awards ballots for whether it be the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame, or the ESPYs, or anything that has to do with award shows, I'm always the first one to criticize. Like, how can you pick that person? It wasn't until I got the ballot for this award show that I realized just how incredibly difficult it is. And to me, the hardest category of all of them was probably baseball, because we have so many great baseball players in this county. It's pretty remarkable what we've been able to do from a youth level all the way now up to the high school level. There's been so many guys that go to play at the next level, and even some that's made it to the major leagues. This year, winner of the first ever Baseball Player of the Year award with a .437 average. He hit 10 homers, 45 RBIs, and had, I believe, a state record with grand slams. He had 5 total, 2 in a game. Caden Porter.
You're a power hitter. What are you seeing when you get in there? Are you first pitch hitter? You like the fastball? Good. You did you learn anything? I mean, I say learn. Did you do anything different as in coming in a year with your coaches? I mean, you've got a really good coaching staff. So is that where you learn to get all this power, or is it just something you just good old country boy, Loretto? Good. Well, congratulations, man.
All right, appreciate it, man.
I have to say, if we had a most improved award, you two would get that. You're getting each individual. Y'all getting. Next year's gonna be better. Yeah, it will be next year. So you know what's funny is it's a lot different whenever people are looking at you, right? Absolutely. Yeah. So on the radio, it's easy, but then then we went to video, and it came really hard. Like, people can see how ugly I am. Yeah. All right. Our next award is for Softball Player of the Year. We talked about going to the next level. This young lady, she is going to the next level to play at a high level in softball. She hit 437 was her average. I may get this all wrong. That's 585 average, 8 homers, 41 RBIs. And this is the craziest stat of all. 33 stolen bases. The 2023 Softball Player of the Year, Briley Dover.
Well, Bradley, congratulations on the award. What's one thing, you had a great season, all that stuff. What's the one big takeaway you had this season?
Really just like enjoying the moment and I feel with my girls, and just soaking it all in.
Well, you've certainly done that. Go ahead.
Where are you going to college?
UNA.
Good.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations. Can't see what you do.
Should be.
Finally got in the groove of things, guys.
Trying
I
to.
think we're
Yeah,
good.
we're getting there.
Now it's time to introduce our tennis players of the year, starting first with the girls' side. I think her mom did a really good job of going down all of her athletic accomplishments over the course of time. That's unreal that this individual has won 3 doubles championships, 6 combined state championships, 3 team, 3 doubles. Our women's tennis athlete of the year from Summertown High School is Gracie Kelly.
So I'm just going to ask the question. Did your dad teach you to play tennis? Good job, Dad. Congratulations on all your accomplishments.
Congratulations.
Now moving on to the boys' side of things, our winner comes from Lawrence County High School. This individual has played multiple sports over the course of his career at Lawrence County High School, but really excelled at tennis, has made his way through the district and region ranks. Our men's tennis athlete of the year from Lawrence County High School is Kane Cruz.
Yeah, you got stuck with me. Well, Kane, congratulations, bro. I know you're a all-out athlete and all that stuff, but what made you just choose tennis and all that stuff and excel at that?
It's just a unique sport, so I just decided to try it out.
Well, hey, certainly you excel at that, so congratulations, bro.
Congrats, man.
All right, man. We're good. We're getting there.
Good.
All right. Good evening. It is, I guess, my turn to talk for a minute and for once not have to worry about telling what the weather is going to be, but to talk a little bit about sports, which is something that I am certainly not able to do well at all. And that's why a very wise friend of mine once told me, in everything that you do, hire people smarter than you, because they can take you further than what you could ever imagine for yourself. And that's exactly what happened over the course of the past 2.5 to 3 years with the rebirth of the X Sports Network. I have a list of people that I want to personally thank, and these names go along with many more folks that are unnamed that have helped for countless hours and many miles traveled this year. Of course, you know A.J. Good, Cam Mashburn, Clint Brazier, Nick Moore, Dusty Kaiser, Samuel Camp, Hayden Burks, Will Pettis, and Kevin Wright. It is without these people, especially that of Kevin, who is down here doing what Kevin does best, that this would not be possible. And to brag for a minute, it is Kevin being the tie that binds this whole operation together, and for that I am greatly appreciative. Kevin's relentless spirit on making sure that every school is covered, every sport is covered to the very best of our ability is the drive that keeps us going. And well over 520 games this year, this academic year, is something unlike anyone in the country has ever done before. And it's cool because it's right here in Lawrence County, Tennessee. A couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to have a conversation with a dear friend of mine who is part of this endeavor. His name is Cam Mashburn, and he is calling me right now. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, because he knew that I was reading off my phone for notes. But Cam, yeah, love you there, buddy. Cam had this idea to, what if we started using cameras to show people sports? And this thing called COVID had just reared its head. We got to do this, we got to do it now, and we've got to do it good. And if it's not good enough, then I'm going to hear about it. And it was that initial spark, and then Kevin got on board with it, that it grew into what this amazing thing is. And, you know, this event is hopefully the first of many that will long outlive us, of honoring Lawrence County's athletes as a part of the X Sports Network. But without Cam's drive and Cam's vision for this, a lot of it wouldn't have happened as well. That's why, as a part of the, and don't change the slide yet, I'm getting to that point. As a part of the Athletic Award of Excellence, the X Sports Network is establishing the Cam Mashburn Scholarship to go ability to call the games and your compassion for all of Lawrence County schools. He didn't know it, but he also funded the very first award as well. Cam Mashburn, ladies and gentlemen, make a difference in how we broadcasted sports. And in the process of the interview, I asked AJ, I said, what's your goal? What's your goal for moving here? And he said, I want to give my very best effort. I want to give everything that I can to this, that maybe one day they'll remember me enough to name a press box or something after me. And I laughed, but I thought, you know what? That guy's got spirit and he's got drive and he's got professionalism. And oh boy, did I ever underestimate that when the first football game he showed up in August wearing a full suit. And that's kind of become his thing, that when you see a guy in a full suit at a football game in Lawrence County, Tennessee, it's got to be A.J. Good. A.J. has set the bar for us, and A.J.'s abilities to further this endeavor is something that drives us every day. Without A.J., it would not look and sound nearly as good as what it does, and I guess it's because it's in his name. So,